Dead On with Randy Ulmer.
You know, there are a lot of archers and specifically bow hunters out there that suffer from target panic, and you know, I use the term suffer on purpose because target panic's a really, really tough deal. I'd say there's more bow hunters that get out of bow hunting because of target panic than for any other reason. And the classic manifestation of target panic is that these guys, they can't put their pin on the spot they want to hit. So what they do is some of them will try to sight their bow in so it hits above the pin so they can keep their pin below the spot, or some of them will actually try to kind of flip the bow up right as they yank the trigger so they can hit the spot, and neither one of these is a very good solution. Target panic's very complicated and there isn't an easy fix, and I certainly don't pretend to be an expert on the subject, but I do have a few unique ideas about it. First of all, I think all of us have some degree of target panic, and if you ever get that little bit of anxiety when you're aiming, either you're afraid you're going to miss or you want to yank the trigger when your pin passes by the spot, then you've experienced what guys with target panic feel. They just feel it to the point that it's overwhelming and they just can't function at all. Now, I've always had a little anxiety when I'm shooting, and the more important the shot, the more anxiety I feel. The best way I've learned to deal with this feeling is to shoot what I call a Hinge style release aid. Now, theoretically, you can't punch one of these releases and you don't know when it's going to go off. Now, when someone comes to me with a full-blown case of target panic, the first thing I do is I ask them if they're really committed to getting better. And if they say they are, I tell them to wait until hunting season's over, and then I make them give away all their trigger releases to someone else to hold for a while. Then I have them get in front of a bale and shoot with a Hinge release aid with their eyes closed for at least a month, or until they don't feel any anxiety around the shot. Then I have them put a big target up on the bale and aim at the middle of it from just a few feet away. Then I have them back up a little bit every day until they start to feel that twinge of anxiety again. As soon as they feel that, they need to start shooting with their eyes closed for a while. Eventually, they'll be able to shoot at a small target at a long distance. Getting over target panic tends to be a long process, and most of these guys are going to have to go back to shooting with their eyes closed with the Hinge release over and over again, but it will work. Now, I shoot with the Hinge release all during the competitive season and actually right up before the hunting season starts. And then I switch over to an index finger release, but I still continue to practice with my Hinge release throughout the hunting season. Target panic might not be 100% curable, but it is manageable, but you have to be willing to work the plan.